Uh, First of all, I hope you had all a good travel from your home countries to Prague. And despite these pandemic restrictions, you traveled safe and well, and you arrived in Prague with no difficulties. My name is Michaela Rudinská, and I'm in charge of International Office of the Faculty of Social Sciences. And before I give the floor to my colleagues, the key speakers of today's session, I would like to say just a few welcome words to you. Every time we standing here in front of new students coming in and joining us for the semester, we really feel excited with my colleagues, and we feel great pleasure because this overwhelming atmosphere of new experience is in the air, and we really enjoy it, we like it. So today, this year, is even more special because after the whole academic year, we've been spending online mostly. We've been experiencing distance learning and home office regime. And we've experienced a lot of online meetings as never before. So we really look forward to meeting you guys personally. We look forward to seeing your faces and hearing your voices and meeting you face to face. Even if today's session is online, probably you could not join us in the morning for the on-site presentations for various reasons. We still look forward to seeing you very soon at our activities that we prepared for you, either us as International Office or our student associations. Don't worry, there will be plenty of them, so we will definitely have a chance to meet face to face. And we are very happy that you have chosen Faculty of Social Sciences for your study abroad experience, and we believe that you will be happy too, because despite the fact that our faculty is one of the youngest of the Charles University, it's on the top in international mobility rates. It means that we have many students each semester coming in from all over the world. And we have also many students studying at English degree programs. And on top of that, we have top academic staff, both Czech and international colleagues. So it all makes our faculty very cosmopolitan, international, and very inspirational environment to be. So you have much to look forward to. So I would like to wish you a wonderful study abroad experience. I hope you will enjoy it with no difficulties, no problems. And even if there might be some problematic moments for you, don't forget it's part of the process, part of the adventure of yours, and you will be remembering this for the rest of your life, because it really is a great experience. So, and also don't forget that I have a wonderful colleagues at International Office, Petra, Jessica, Maria, and Antonella. And they're always ready to help you, to answer your questions, to navigate, to help, or just to listen to how you're doing, simply. So do not hesitate to get back to us anytime with anything you might need. So thank you for your attention. Enjoy yourselves, enrich yourselves, and mainly take care of yourselves. So good luck, hodně štěstí, and I give the floor to Petra. Thank you.
Dobrý den, ahoj. Welcome again. I'm actually very happy to see that a lot of you decided to join us. So hopefully this will be very useful to you and very informative, because we definitely spend a lot of time like thinking what you might be interested in, what you might need. And hopefully, you know, that's going to be that. And actually to just start with, you know, kind of today, before we start the first session, I would like to kind of tell you what we will be talking about and what we will be presenting to you today. So you've heard from our head of the international office, Michaela, already. And next will be my two colleagues, Antonella and Marie, that they will be just doing a quick overview of the academic and practical information. I am pretty sure that you should have heard or read, a little bit about what they will be talking about. But this is basically just to give you a quick kind of summary of everything. And if you will have any questions, there will be also space for that. Then we have prepared cultural guidance for you. Our colleague Jessica, she basically will be kind of walking you and talking you through certain things that you should know. Even if you are not going to join us in person, for example, for the semester, and you will be studying online, you will still meet certain cultural challenges. And I think this will be very helpful to you to actually overcome them and maybe enjoy your Erasmus semester here. Also, I prepared a little taste of the Czech Republic, and kind of give you some tips maybe of what to do, where to go. And as well, for those who are staying online the whole semester, there's some tips that you could still kind of embrace and enjoy the Czech culture even from afar. And last but not least, we do have 5 student clubs, that are quite active at our faculty, and they really want to kind of invite all the exchange students to participate in many activities throughout the semester. So we will just briefly introduce them and kind of navigate you or give you the information where you can find their events and what they have planned or what they have prepared for you for the semester. And of course, we will just summarize the activities that a lot of them are, of course, in present, but there are also some that you can join via an online platform. Okay, so first up are my colleagues, Antonella and Maruška, and I will give the word to them.
Hello, everybody. I hope you can hear me. Perfect. Okay, so let's go over the academic information or the overview of that. We'll start with the academic calendar, also the faculty emails, e-learning support, and I will tell you about our 5 institutes. We'll also talk about the libraries of our faculty, student cards, Wi-Fi connection, and also important web pages that you might find. Okay, I'll ask, thank you. Okay, so the academic calendar, very important is that the winter semester is starting 27th September to 11th February 22. And the classes will start on Wednesday, 29th September. So some of you might join them online, some of you definitely on the spot. Course registration has already started, and I hope you've been successful, and most of the courses have been registered, that you are registered in OK way, and hope not on the waiting list. But in case of on the waiting list, do not worry, because it still might change and you still have time until the deadline, the 6th of October, when the registration is over. And yes, of course, every faculty has the registration a bit different. And one change that is there, it's the Faculty of Humanities, and registration or the opening of the registration have been moved to the 30th of September due to some technical problems that they have been dealing with. The exam registration will start on the 1st of December. But you do not have to remember the date right now. We will still be reminding you of all the important dates and stuff to do. And the very important thing you're definitely looking forward to, it's the Christmas break, which will start on the 23rd of December and finishes on the 1st of January 22. And since you will have a lot of days of study, there will be also a few days of bank holidays, as the first one will be tomorrow, So if somebody is in the Czech Republic, 28th of September, it's the bank holiday, means no school open, but also no shops open. So do the grocery today, please. The next one will be in a month, 28th of October, which we will celebrate establishment of Czechoslovakia. And then we will have Dean's holiday only for our faculty. So if you're having courses at different faculties, you will still need to go to the different faculty, but Faculty of the Social Sciences will have day off on the 16th of November. And the day after, the 17th of November, we will celebrate the Freedom and Democracy Day. So again, bank holiday, no school, and maybe no shops as well. Christmas, 24th to 26th, is the bank holiday. And the New Year's Day on the 1st of January as well. Okay, let's go for the faculty emails. Okay, everybody has been issued a faculty email in Gmail domain. And how to register, you have your personal number that you received, it's 8-digit number, then you write at fsv.cuni.cz and you use the password that is the same for CIS or SAS. If you haven't gotten your faculty email or you cannot register in or sign in, please let us know. It's important to check your emails regularly since the professors will be sending the emails there as well and the international office as well. E-learning support. Since we have hybrid semester, that means that there will be various platforms used by the teachers. It could be Zoom, it could be MS Teams, it could be Moodle, anything. So in here, you will find the link to help you in case you cannot log in case you have some problems there and so on. And of course, if your course is online, the teachers have already put the link for the Zoom or the MS Teams into the syllabus of the course in CIS. And if you do not see it there, please email them and they will let you know where to log in and what to use. As for the grading system of Faculty of Social Sciences, the faculty has an internationally recognized A to F grading system, and often it's referred to as an ECTS grading. And that's for our faculty, but in case that you have courses at other faculties, here is a transition table from 1 to 4 grades. So be careful because we might have different grading systems as well. Okay, the libraries of the Faculty of Social Sciences. We have 5 institutes, but we have 3 libraries. The first one is the Central Library in Hall Building, which is where the international office is situated as well, and is the library of the Institute of Communication Studies and Journalism mainly. Then we have library in Jiřanice, and there they have the books of the Institute of International Studies, Institute of Sociological Studies, and also Institute of Political Studies. And in Opletalova Street, it's the library for the Institute of Economic Studies as well. Why is it, how can you get into the library? You will need to have our UK student card or the UK ISEC. And yeah, except for borrowing books, definitely there is also a service of printing and copying available. And again, only available if you have the student card. All right, we have 5 institutes, as I mentioned, but we get 3 buildings. The very first one, it's the Holler building. It's where the international office is again, and the Institute of Communication Studies and Journalism, and the library I talked about. This building, it's really in the very center of the city, very close to the National Theatre, and kind of easy to find. Then we have Pekarská, where we have 3 institutes: Institute of International Studies, Institute of Political Studies, and Institute of Sociological Studies. If you click on Holler, Pekarská, Opletalova in those kind of a blue, yes, letters where Petra pointing at right now, you'll get to a video, which is kind of video guide, how to get to those places. So if you feel you will get lost, don't worry, everything is quite close, or definitely well connected with the public transport. Opletalova is the very last building of ours, and this is the seat of the Institute of Economic Studies, and it's very close to the main train station in Prague. All right. As I said, you need the student card. to access the libraries, also to access the cafeterias, lab rooms, etc. Proof of your student status, where to get the where to get the student card. The student card is issued by the Card Center Service, which is located in Prague. Solid 13. Sorry, it's been a long day for me. Okay, we have booked 2 spots for you. Of course, in case you are in your home country or in case you cannot go there this week, you can go there anytime next week. Just look for the office hours of day, but they are like every day there from 9 to 11 and then from 12:30 to 6 o'clock as well. And there is no spot needed to be booked for you. Just can come there and they will issue the student card. Computer laboratories in the Holler building and Opletalova and Pekarská definitely offer the connection for your notebooks. How to connect to our Wi-Fi via EduROM, how to get to EduROM. You need to log into CAS, which is the central authentication system. You already logged in once to be able to log into SIS. Then you go to other accounts and set the password for EduROM read-on. It's Suni.cz. And here are a few more links for the important web pages, like the web page of our faculty, official web page of the Charles University, again, SAS or SIS, your student information system, or our private Facebook group. If you haven't joined, please do so, but of course, it's not compulsory. Contact page of the international office, so you know who to contact in case you need to. Also our SIS manuals and the Charles University point. But if you cannot find anything or you just kind of feel lost or have a question, just email us and we'll be more than happy to help you. Thank you.
Hi, hello everybody. First of all, let me greet all of you, those of you who are at home in your home country and are going to stay the whole semester online, those of you who are waiting for their visa and are looking forward to travel here, and also a special greeting to the students that are in a quarantine in the dormitories and they cannot go out. So we are thinking of you and we wish that the time will pass quickly and then you will enjoy Prague soon as the others. In this part, I will shortly repeat and summarize some practical information we were talking already about during our last meetings. We will talk about a COVID-19 update, then the registration at the foreign police, a few words regarding public transport, then how to find a doctor and emergency contacts. Yes, how is the situation here in the Czech Republic with COVID? At the moment, it is quite good. We have around 500 up to, let's say 4 up to 500 new cases every day. So let's hope it will continue like this. It will get better, or it will get better. The restrictions are at the moment are the following. First of all, respirators are compulsory in all the spaces inside all buildings. Yes, please pay attention. Respirators mean the specific masks of FFP2 class or similar. So not the surgical or the fabric masks. Yes, they are, as I said, they are compulsory in all the building inside, also on public transport and also at public transportation stops, even if it is outside. Then shops are open, all the services are open, like cinemas, restaurants, wellness centers, gyms, and so on. But please, in order to visit them, you will have to show your non-infection proof. That means, as we were saying already sometimes, either the Green Pass or the EU Digital COVID certificate, or you will have to show a certificate that has been approved by the Czech government. In case you have questions, you can see our last presentation, and there is a detailed specification of this. Otherwise, people who don't have the test or the certificate will have to show a test that can be antigen, not older than 72 hours, or PCR, not older than 7 days. Then a quick reminder, here in Prague, as we said, it is possible to be vaccinated against the COVID-19. You just need to register, and then it will be, everything will be easier once you are here and you are vaccinated. So we recommend definitely to register if you can. COVID information line 1221. They speak English as well. For any doubt, for any questions, you can call there. Now, how it works at the dormitory. If you are accommodated in a Charles University dormitory, you will need at the moment of your arrival to show again your non-infection status. That means a vaccination, green pass, or the certificate that we were talking about, or a test. In case you don't have either of them, you will be tested there. And throughout the semester, students who are accommodated again in the Charles University dormitories will be tested every 7 days. When you arrive at the dormitory, you will get closer information about this. Students staying outside Charles University accommodation don't have this, it is not compulsory for them, but anyway, we suggest and we recommend to self-test regularly as well. And what about the Faculty of Social Sciences restrictions? Of course, respirators are compulsory, like everywhere else inside the buildings. And then regarding examinations, classes, and events, it depends. For events with up to 20 persons, here on the right side, you don't need to have to prove anything. You know, it will not need to show your test or your green pass. But for events and examination with more than 20 persons, you will need to have a proof of your infection-free status. Again, like for the restaurants, the same way, vaccination with green pass or another certificate, or a test. If it is antigen, it cannot be older than 72 hours. If it is a PCR, not older than 7 days. Then these are the rules within the Faculty of Social Sciences. Other faculties may have different restrictions. So if you are going to attend classes in other faculties, please double check their webpage to see if they have some stricter restrictions. And last things, all our international office events, even if there will be less than 20 people, like for example, the registration of your arrival documents at the international office, we will we will need and check again your proof of infection-free status. This means also during our parties, like for example, next Friday, we will talk again about it later. Okay, now once you arrive and you will need to buy your public transport pass, as we said, it will be possible if you are younger than 26 years old to have a discounted rate. You can have it for 30 days, 90 days, or 1 year. And in order to receive this discount, you have to show your ID card. So please, just one thing. When you receive the Charles University card, you should wait 1 day before going to the info center to buy your travel pass, because it can take 24 hours for your student profile to be uploaded on your card. So it's better to wait 1 day and then go there with this card, with your ID, and you will receive the discounted rate. Then the foreign police. If you will be staying in a Charles University dormitory, which is, I think, the majority of you, will not need, or you don't need to do anything to go in person to the police, because at the moment of your registration at the dormitory office, they register you straight at the foreign police office. So you don't need to visit it in person. But in the case that you are staying in a private accommodation, you will have to go there in person to the foreign police office in Prague 3. And you have 30 days if you come from an EU plus country, or just 3 days if you come from a country which is not part of the European Union. So put it first on your to-do list, because it will be quite urgent once you arrive. Yes, then take with you passport, student ID card, and a health insurance contract. Now, when we are talking about health insurance, in the Czech Republic, most of the doctors and all the hospitals have a contract with the public insurance provider. So you will not have to pay in the moment when you need a service there. The procedure is a little bit different if you come from the European Union or not, because when you come from the EU, you will have your EHIC card, which is the European Health Insurance Card with you, which is valid in your country and is valid everywhere in Europe. So this card will cover the cost of standard medical treatment. You show this when you go to the doctors, and you will not have to pay. But anyway, we recommend, in order to save time and paperwork, and because many doctors are not so well acquainted with this procedure, we recommend that at the beginning of your stay, you go to the Czech insurance provider. The main one is called the VZP, and you register there. So you will receive, let's say, a status that is the same like checks. And with this, you will receive some document which will be recognized by the doctors. And in case you need a visit by doctors, it will be then quite faster then. And now students from the non-EU countries have, all of you have a private insurance. So it is also VZP, but before this, there is a P, like private insurance. And it works like this. When you need to go to the doctors, of course, always have with you your card with the insurance number. You receive this small card at the moment of your registration, and you will always show this card with the number at the moment when you are at the doctors. And it's better to explain that you are insured by the private insurance from VZP, code 333. So they will know what it is about, and they will not invoice you after the visit. Just in case, it may happen that they will ask you for money when they will charge the visit to you. Don't worry, it might happen as well, but what you should do is just to keep everything, the test results, receipts, invoices, and so on, and then through the form online here, you will send it all to this VZP, and they will refund all these expenses to you. Now, just some last information regarding general emergency phone number. As probably in your country as well, the general number is 112. And here you have some more email addresses, email contacts in case of other type of emergencies. Great. Now, at this moment, together with Maria, we would like to hear if you have any questions about practical information or regarding academic information. You can ask now. Either write your questions in the chat or talk, and we will answer. Of course, there will be a place for questions in the end, at the end as well.
Hi.
Hi.
Thank you for your time. I just have a question. I changed my password within the 5 days, as we had to do like a few weeks ago. But now that I want to have my email address on Gmail, they say it's not working. However, I could connect with this password on every other website, like the course registration and everything. But on Gmail, for any reason, it's not working. Do you know what can I do? Or
hi, it's Luis, probably. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, Luis, I will ask you to log into SAS again and just change the password, but you change the password for the same as you have. So just write it as a new password, then again, confirm it, and it should work like that. But in case it doesn't work, just email me to studyabroad@fsv.cuni.cz, and I will guide you what to do. But I'll promise we will figure out.
Okay, thank you so much.
Okay, and we also have a question in the chat. So I have a GHIC card from the UK. Does this give the same properties as the EHIC card? Okay, maybe I will ask Antonella.
Yes, we would say that you will, yes, it gives the same properties as the EHIC card. But the best thing is, as I said, once you arrive or once you have the possibility, go to the VZP there to the closest VZP that you have. You can find the contacts on our website and you ask there. And then I saw another question regarding the tests. Yes, if you can use tests from dorms to enter university. Yes, you can use them, but there is a slight difference. At the dormitory, you will be tested with an antigen test each 7 days. And it will be this, let's say, this antigen test will be valid 7 days. But at the university, we accept these tests with a maximum of 72-hour long duration. So if it is if your test is older than 3 days, you have to get another one.
Okay, question from Mariana. I would like to know how to access the online lessons. Will the links be sent to us? No, they don't have to be sent to you, but just go to the syllabus of the course and look there. There should the link be available. In case there is not, then you will email the teacher and ask for the link, please. Okay, there is also a question from Sava Mirkovic, and I would ask either Petra and Jessica. A question about how to pick up our grant. Do we have to make a reservation or do we sign it when we get our confirmation of arrival?
Oh yes, I will probably answer.
Okay.
If it is the grant that you receive here at the cash desk. Aha, okay, sorry. I was thinking that it is the grant that we give directly from the cash office. So please, Jessica, if you can help.
Hello, everybody. Hi, Sava. Sava is actually a student of Erasmus International Credit Mobility, which is a little bit different. I'm just getting, again, the question, do we have to make a reservation? Do we sign it when we get our confirmation of arrival? Sava, in that case, I will kindly ask you to get back to me, inform me about the date of your arrival. I need to contact the European office because the contract, the grant agreement needs to be signed there. And when you sign the contract, you will be sent to a bank where you can pick up your scholarship. It's a little bit different system, a little bit complicated because you need to go to a different office, but no worries, just be in touch with me and I will navigate you where and when you can go.
Okay, then we have a question from Sophia. I want to join a waiting list for a course since the professor has told me that she will accept me once I'm staying on the waiting list for the online form. How could I join the waiting list if the course is not available in CIS? Sophia, I will need maybe the name of the course. Better would be the course code. If you email it to me, I will let you know what to do.
Mm-hmm. And then 2 questions again regarding tests. Yes, the first one from Dina is, it is said that for the dorm, we need to be tested every week. Antigen tests are valid for 3 days. Can we do them once a week? Yes, within the dormitory, once per week is enough for an antigen test. Yes, and the next one, does EHIC cover antigen or PCR test? Unluckily, none of them. Yes. And then, hi, I was vaccinated in Japan, but my Japanese certificate is not accepted in the Czech Republic. Do I still have to take the PCR test in that case? Yes, as you're right, you will have to take regularly your PCR tests. Okay, Maria, please, can you kindly continue? Thank you.
Okay, question from Aura. I'm able to successfully log into all the university sites. However, the option to register for modules does not appear. Can I register for my modules in any other way? I suppose you mean modules like the courses for the winter semester. They could be registered only in CIS. And if you're having problems logging into this, please do email us and we will figure out where the problem is and help you register for the courses. And for Danielle, where again can I change my password in SAS? I have the same problem with my login in Gmail. Danielle, if you could just email me, I will direct you and send you a direct link where you could change the password in SAS, but it's really central authentication system, and I will look up the website and put the link there as well. And I don't see any other questions. So if anybody would like to ask a question or. Okay. Yeah. So Petra, please.
Thank you. Thank you. I also think that if you guys will need to want to have some questions later on, like we can definitely make time for that. I see there's one more from Sebastian. I have a subject of the Department of Public, which is social policy. Where is it? Which building? I cannot see it. And my colleague Maria has already responded that it is Pekařská building. Mm-hmm. So guys, I know that like all this is probably could be, a little bit frustrating or stressful because it's all new, new style of registration, maybe coming here, being delayed, maybe having some visa issues. So, that is why we're here for you. And that is why we would like to introduce, or I would like to introduce the next segment, which is about, kind of culture and meeting new cultures and how to kind of navigate through that and how to gain the most. And it's also a little bit, a little taste for Jessica's workshop that will happen unfortunately on site only, but I'm sure we can give you some materials if you are interested in maybe exploring the topic a little bit more through online platform.
Thank you, Petra, for the introduction. Actually, Petra already mentioned that this part of the presentation is an introduction to a culture workshop that is organized for incoming international students this week. As Petra mentioned, it's on site only. And the reason is that instead of like having lectures, it's actually full of activities and practice, which for intercultural competence, it's very important to reflect, to really understand what's going on. So that's why. But of course, we even want you to have like some introduction to that. So that's why we are here today right now. And the first meeting is actually devoted to a topic, culture and I, and why is it important to talk about culture. As you already know, my name is Jessica, and I am at the International Office of the Faculty of Social Sciences. I actually take care of incoming international students, mostly from non-European Union countries, through small programs. And for the last 5 years, I devoted my interest and study to international communication leadership. Why? There are actually two reasons standing behind. And the first one is professional. As I have been working with international communities, mostly with university students, I realized that many incoming students have really difficulties while they are trying to adapt into Czech culture. And even if I was trying to explain them what, where, how, it was actually never enough. And after a while, I realized that in addition to these questions, students also need to get an answer to why. Why is it so? Why do Czechs behave this way? Why the professor replied me this way? Why is it so? And the other reason is actually personal. As you are actually joining our meeting, also I, during my university study, went to Sweden for a period of 1 year. And Sweden is a beautiful country. I was studying in Linköping, beautiful university city. Everything was perfect. I had my motivation. I had my interest of studying there. And still, after like 3 days, I starting being frustrated because the university was too far away from my accommodation. I couldn't find the products in a grocery where I was used to buy. Everything was expensive to me. And I started talking in English on daily basis. And I had many misunderstandings and language barriers, which of course got me even more frustrated. So let's put it simply, after the 3 days, I just wanted to get back home. I didn't want to stay there at all. And that time I went through something which is called, as you can see on the slide, culture shock. And actually now I know how to name it, and even I know how to handle it. And I can even provide advices to you students how to handle it. But getting back to the experience, I would be happy if there would have been somebody who would have told me, Jessica, this is absolutely okay. It's part of the process. It's part of being abroad for the very first time in a different culture. It's actually part of the learning process. So that's why we are here right now. That's why I am organizing even this workshop, because I really want you to understand why, not only in a Czech Republic, in Czech culture, but also in other culture settings. And how is it possible? Actually, not yet now here, because still most of you are connected online from your home, or you're now in the quarantine, in the self-isolation. So that's why you couldn't join us on site. But later on, you will actually find out that most of the time you're surrounded by students of different culture settings. So in the end, it's not you versus the Czech environment or Czech culture, but it's you surrounded by other people of different culture in the Czech environment, which of course makes the process even more complicated. And secondly, if we really want to understand a different culture, we need to first of all understand ourselves. You need to understand your approach to many new inputs. You need to understand what is your reaction to many unfamiliar situations. And after a while, if you spend here, you need to start learning how to adapt and modify your reactions to new inputs in a different culture, because it's also about personal leadership. And that's very important. Now let me ask you, and I will be very grateful if you will put your answer in the chat box, or even if you of course start talking. But in order to continue, I would like to know, what do you like the most about your culture? You come from, of course, different countries, different culture. And when somebody asks you, what do you like the most about your culture? What is your response? And please try to type or try to reply while talking to us. I will give you a few minutes. We have amazing answer history. History is definitely an important part of each culture. Thank you very much. Other replies. Food, Japanese food, love food a lot. food, it's important part, I would say, of every culture. I think like if we are talking about culture, most of the time we can connect that to food. Yes, I was in Italy, I love pizza. Yes, I love hamburgers. Or yes, in Germany, I love this and this. I mean, it's mostly connected to culture. Any other tips? Can I still ask you to provide us some tips? The warmth and friendliness of the people. That's absolutely important. We are okay, from Taiwan, friendly people. Punctuality. That's amazing. Yeah. Hospitality. Amazing. Holidays. Okay. Maybe even connected to some tradition. Perfect. Thank you very much for your replies. Why am I pointing to that? All of your answers are totally correct. And mostly this is actually connected to the objective part of the culture, the one most visible. And let me tell you that when you arrive, I believe that most of you will still arrive and you receive your visa, or when everything will be correct for you. And when you arrive, you will start experiencing many differences and changes from the very beginning. And you actually already start experiencing now how to register for classes, how to use public transportation, what to do, and all the other, again, like where, what, when. These are the stuff. But in addition, when you arrive, your mind will be overwhelmed by other differences which you have not thought about before. For example, why the person in the grocery store replied me this way when I was really polite to him, her, or why Czechs stand on the right side on the public transportation, or why do Czechs stare at me on a tram? It makes me feel really uncomfortable. So again, we are to this like why section. And the point is that you cannot easily get answers to these questions because, let's put it simply, you don't know the Czech culture. You may have already heard about the objective part. Was the traditional food, was the traditional drink? Petra will be talking about that in the other part of our presentation. You may have heard that we are really ice hockey nation. We are really into ice hockey as a sport, famous for our composers, of course, even proud, not too proud. It's different like from each perspective of our history, but definitely here you have the picture of our first president of Czech Republic, Václav Havel, that we are definitely proud of. I mean, we have already an idea what Czech culture is about, but the subjective part of the culture, which is about attitudes, communication, habits, it's still hidden for you and will be for quite a while. Petra, can you change, please? The important thing is that culture is everywhere. Anywhere you find values or assumption, you will find culture. Here I just put few examples of pictures that I would say represent our culture, and that doesn't have to be like visible like immediately. For example, you see a lady in the left corner. You see a lady like in front of a cottage, which is maybe even common for your country. But what I wanted to say is that we are really a country of cottages. So mostly during the weekend, Prague is empty because people go outside to go to their cottage. And again, it's of course, if it's connected to the history. Then, for example, slippers. Yeah, we are a culture of slippers. Maybe in your country, it's actually the same. But for some country, it can be different. And it's very important because it has got also some connotation. Or on this slide, you see a very famous fairy tale, actually cartoon, which is called Little Mole. In Czech language, it's called Krteček. And if you would have a chance maybe on YouTube to follow one of the parts of this cartoon, and you will actually follow the behavior even of the animals, you will understand, yeah, that was made by Czech person. Actually, we can recognize it because we are Czechs, because you will really see sometimes the behavior of the people, which is really typical here. So really, you can find the assumptions and values actually everywhere. And now, when we click on this slide, I would like to ask you something again, and I will be very grateful if you provide answers into the chat box. What do you see? Just answer to this, or what do you think this picture might represent? So please, I will give you like a few seconds. If there is anybody who wants to talk or somebody who wants to reply, I will be very grateful. And no answer can be wrong. Preparing seafood, okay. Another tip. Just very easily, just answer what you see. Czech like rybu, nice, ryba, perfect. Traditional diet, fishing, perfect. You see fish, of course, this got connection to fishing, maybe some traditional food, perfect. This is what you think it might be. Smoked fish, nice. And now let me ask you, how do you feel when you see this picture? Do you feel cheerful or you feel sad because you see the fishes like close to each other? How do you feel? Just like reply to me, please. At least like 2 answers, please. Just really, when you see this picture, how do you feel? Maybe you have no feelings at all. Indifferent, it's food, okay. It's also answer. But when you like see maybe even the first picture, like that somebody wants to kill, rather squeamish, okay. Normally I would be sad, but now I'm hungry, so cheerful. Amazing, thank you very much. So at least I switched your mood, perfect. What I want to demonstrate is that when we see something unfamiliar to us, what we have the tendency to immediately jump into judgment. Yeah. Maybe you're already familiar with this picture, so it's absolutely normal, or it's just a fish, so whatever, it's just a food. But for some people, it can bring even sad or frustrated emotions, like they are killing animals, etc., etc. What I'm referring to on this picture, it's actually a tradition which is related to Czech Christmas time. And on the 24th of December, for the Christmas Eve, the Czech families eat potato salad and carp fish. Maybe you may be asking right now, why a carp fish? First of all, it's affordable. Secondly, in the past, it was really common that Czech families were going to lakes mostly in South Bohemia, but actually you may find lakes and ponds everywhere in the Czech Republic. And during December, they were like making hole in the frozen lake pond, and they getting their carp. So it's affordable, it's cheap, you can something easily get in the Czech Republic. But now you can ask actually questions, why the fish are in the tanks like that? Of course, now the tradition is changing, and now most of us live in a big city. And this tank you can actually find in Prague, like 3-4 days before the Christmas Eve, where it's common that there is a line of people waiting to get their carp fish, and they are like pointing to the fish which they like according to the size, according to the weight. And then the seller asks them, do you want me to kill the fish, or you want the fish to be taken home? So then they will put it into the bathtub to have it really fresh till the 24th of December. So this is like the tradition. And you may find out that the tradition in one country can be really controversial and discussed in another country because it's just different. But what is important is that Gerd Hofstede, that is really important person in intercultural communication, said that what is normal is a matter of values, ideas about what is right or wrong, fair, unfair, important, unimportant. But however, what is wrong or bad in one culture, it does not have to imply for the other culture. And before like jumping into judgment, like it was not actually your case, you felt indifferent, maybe sad, but then I changed your mood. But before like jumping into judgment, like Czechs are cruel, they're killing fish or anything, you should ask questions and you should be curious about what's going on. And that's why you can ask yourself, what do I see? How do you interpret? And then of course ask relevant person what the tradition what the picture actually or the event is really about, just to avoid judgment. Now let me ask you, and again, this is like one of our last questions to you, and I will be very happy to get your answer. Why did you decide to study in Prague? Why did you decide to study at our faculty, both of course online, on site, for those who come later? Just please put like answers again in the chat box. Why did you study to join us? There can be many reasons. I'll be just waiting for a few seconds, looking forward to your answers. The most beautiful city, perfect, yeah. With a rich culture from my own beautiful city, okay. I was impressed by the variety of courses available in English, perfect. Thank you very much for your answers. There can be many reasons why you decided to study with us. As you mentioned, beautiful city. Somebody can even mention affordable city in comparison to some other cities in Europe. Somebody can mention, I want to meet new people. Or I want to study one of the most prestigious universities in Europe. You have all different expectations and motivations. What I wanted to say now is that it is common for all of us actually, when we go to a different culture, to have like expectation. I really want to immerse myself in a new culture. I really want to understand it. The question is, of course, if we can understand and immerse ourselves in a culture for a period of 5 months, maybe for some of you 10 months, if you decided to stay with us for the whole year. And my answer is yes, but it's very important to remember that your expectations and the reality doesn't always have to be the same. Now I'll kindly ask Petra to continue with the presentation. And eventually, all of you will meet your expectations. You will be in the beautiful city. You will have your courses in English. You will meet new people. But the reality can bring, of course, complications, difficulties. And I would say that's even okay. And it's important to realize it's okay, because you even come here because everything is familiar back at home, right? But sometimes it's important to remind to ourselves really why we wanted to come here, really to try something different. And the other reason is, as I already mentioned when we were talking about the Christmas tradition, the carved fish, try not to be judgmental. And it's very, very difficult because all of us were raised in some ways. All of us were told what is right, what is wrong, what is important, what is fair or unfair. But in a different culture, it can be something else. So ask questions, be curious, and be even skeptical of your own view. It doesn't have to mean that you will like the carved fish in the tanks, but you will already understand why, and your reaction can be different next time. And thirdly, if we really want to understand a different culture, we need to get back to the very first question, which is actually the topic of today's meeting. I will ask Petra to move on. Why is it important to talk about culture? It is important to talk about culture because if you want to understand a different one, you need to first of all understand yourself. I like very much a quote of a professor from the Faculty of Humanities, which said that being surrounded by something I know means stability, predictability, and the feeling of safety. But it also means that I believe that my own culture is the right one. And when we get actually to the promotion material of the workshop, which we have been organizing, that's actually symbol of this picture of you, student, with luggage, which actually symbolizes your culture, your ideas, the perspective that you're, of course, bringing with you. But let's not make it a burden for you when you're in a new culture. So that's very important. And that's actually one of the main points of the workshop. Now, that's actually the end of my part, which I was trying to understand like the culture differences, and it's mostly also about us. But now, of course, I believe that you're even too eager to know more the objective part of the culture. So I would like to give back words to my colleague Petra that will introduce you more to it.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Jessica. I hope you guys enjoyed it. We think here in the international office, we think, kind of having some cultural understanding basics is very important. And I think you value that as well because you did choose to, study abroad and go for 1 or 2 semesters to a different country, different university. So we are here for you in case you need any further guidance in that, kind of direction. So actually, I would like to start. We're going to hopefully have some fun, and maybe I'll show you something more about the Czech Republic that you maybe don't know yet, or maybe you do. And actually, I really warmly invite you to write in the chat box in case you know about something about the Czech Republic, any tips that you would like to share with us today. That would be great. So actually, I will start off. Have you ever been in the Czech Republic before? Because I know a lot of you are not yet. Some of you already, but in a quarantine. But have you ever been to the Czech Republic? Mm-hmm. Oh, so great. So a lot of, okay, 1 yes, Chiara, okay. Great. So yeah, so it's some of you yes, and some of you no. So that's a great actually mix. So then who's been here before? I definitely now expect you to join in and share nice tips with us that other students might appreciate. Okay, so let's start. I will show you this map, which is the Czech Republic. And as you can see, it kind of splits into 3 regions, which is probably, aside from, we have many different sub-regions and stuff, but like the main division is the 3 regions between Bohemia, Moravia, and Silesia. So you can see here Bohemia, probably also the most worldly known, if you say Bohemian, you kind of know where the origin comes from. And it is the largest region of the Czech Republic. I also wanted to mention that each region of the Czech Republic, of the 3, has their own national drink. And as you can see on the picture, Bohemia's national drink is beer. I would say, obviously, you all have heard of Pilsner Urquell beer, which is recognized in the world, and we're quite proud of it. Also, there's Moravia, the 2nd largest one, and it's on the southeast of the country. And the national drink is wine. Usually, it is more recognized by the white wine because we are not. Our region or our country is not really in the south. So, the red wine usually is more, is not as sweet as, from, let's say, Spain or other countries. And also we have this little tiny region where I'm from, and as well as my colleague Maria, and it's called Silesia. And the the regional drink of that region is a plum spirit, plum liquor, and it's called Slivovice. It is known for being very strong, over like 50% proof of alcohol, and it is more considered a medicine. Lots of Czechs, they're still brewing that, from their own garden, produce from their plums and pears, and they do it locally. So it's a very nice tradition that is still prevails, and we're proud of it as well. So this is the Czech Republic and the three main regions. As you can see, I don't know, you don't have anything to compare it to, but Czech Republic is quite small. And geographically, you know, Prague is right here, right in the heart of Bohemia. And if you would like to travel from Prague to the end of the country, basically to the east, it takes about 3 hours by train. So it's very, you know, easy. So you can take day trips. A lot of Czechs do it here. We take weekend trips, and we're actually, I would say, quite known for traveling outside, spending, you know, going on small trips here and there, and like getting to know our country. So a lot of, you know, kind of nature tourism, a lot of hiking, a lot of biking. So this is kind of, I would say, what kind of defines us a little bit. Also, you know, if you ever visit the Czech Republic, I would strongly recommend to see at least 1 or 2 or 10 castles, because we are called country of castles, and there's so many of them to see. Some of them are located in the cities or little towns. Some are quite isolated, and as you can see here and here, they are in the middle of the woods, or like on you know, tall hills or rocks, you know, kind of guarded, and more of like a, you know, castle. And then you can see these ones, beautiful kind of chateaus. They're like kind of in a large landscape of gardens, beautifully crafted gardens, and all of them are definitely worth seeing. And so basically, actually, if you want to know more about the castles, we will be posting the presentation on our website, and you can definitely click on the pictures, and then it will take you to the site that kind of gives you the information about each castle. This castle is called Hluboká. This one is actually very close to Prague. It's called Karlštejn, and I don't know if you can hear Karl. So Karl Charles IV, which is a very significant persona that is tied to Bohemia specifically, also to our university, as we are Charles University. And Charles IV actually resided here. It was one of his castles, of course, not just the only one. And also this one is very worth mentioning. It's Český Krumlov, which is a whole city. And you can see here, there's a little castle, but this city is well known for it being declared a UNESCO site. And it's a very, very popular site to visit. So if you ever get the chance, this is definitely a go-to destination. So aside from what we've already been talking about, like what to do here when you are in the Czech Republic or when you're in Prague, obviously you've mentioned it already. It's the architecture and history, and lots of that is like very obvious. So you can enjoy that just by walking around or getting lost in the city or towns. But we also have kind of like specific things that are actually quite ours, and you might not know about. And I chose 2 that are tied to the winter semester. So they're happening in, you know, the fall mostly. First one you see here, it is tied to fishing. It's basically, if we loosely translate, it's a fish extraction from ponds and lakes. And it is usually happening in the fall, in October or a beginning of November. And that is basically a preparation for the Christmas time, where we sell and buy the carps for our Christmas feast. And so basically what this is, a long day when the fishermen start like really early in the day, like sometimes 4 or 5 a.m. And they take all the fish from the pond and they transfer it to another pond, which is like a cleaning pond. I don't know if you know, but carp is a bottom fish, a bottom feeder. So, you know, he eats a lot of mud So we want to get rid of the mud and like kind of make sure that the meat and the fish itself is very clean. So, and it's good to eat. So the fish are cleaning themselves for about a month or so, and then they basically go to these little barrels to be sold, mostly in the cities and towns. But people really enjoy this day. A lot of people from the nearby villages, sometimes even people from big cities like Prague, they travel to see this, to witness this, because it really brings, it's a very like a community-like thing. And people sell their local products there, amongst them smoked fish, of course. There's maybe a live band, folklore music. So it's very nice, and it's very kind of like, I think, worth seeing because it is based on the local tradition. The next one, the next two pictures, it's actually my favorite event because I'm very fond of wine, because I come from the Silesian and Moravian region. And so I grew up actually get to kind of learning about wine and its tradition and culture. And so right now, starting, late August up until November, that's when you get the wine, the vineyards and wine celebrations, the wine harvest. And so basically there are many cellars open to public. You can actually see here, you can go and visit the tunnels, you can do wine tastings, and then you can also be part of the harvest, which is great. And especially in South Moravia, you can just basically, there are villages, and every village, every house in every village is basically a cellar. So you can just basically go walk through a beautiful countryside and talk to the locals about their wine, taste some as well, and it's just amazing. Okay, sorry. Okay, and we're talking about wine, so now I'll be talking about food. I've read that some of you are hungry, so this is for you here. And I actually want to know if you can write in the chat box if you guys know any of these dishes or drinks that I put on the slide for you. Mm-hmm. Anybody? You can even guess. If you don't know, it's okay, but maybe you can guess. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the fourth picture, traditional Czech food. Yes. Knedlíky. Výborně. Great. Mm-hmm. Sirníky with peaches. Oh, interesting. So you're recognizing maybe some of your culture a little bit in it. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So of course, like all culture backgrounds are kind of intertwined. So I am sure that you can recognize a little bit maybe familiar food, or it looks very similar to some of your food from your culture. So I'm going to start actually with the sweet stuff, because Czechs love sweets. And so they also use, we have actually lots of sweet main dishes, and this is one of them. It could be a main dish, and it could also be a dessert. And it's knedlíky, and it is filled with, stuffed with peaches. Usually it's any seasonal fruit. So basically you can have strawberries, you can have raspberries, blueberries, also plums, very common. And usually it's served with curds or with sugar and melted butter. It's delicious. Another sweet stuff, which is usually served for breakfast or and like an after lunch dessert, it's koláč, which is this right here. And that's delicious. It's kind of like it's a bread, so it's dough, and it's filled with sweet curd cheese or poppy seeds, or there's a filling of sweet nut kind of mixture. And if you're ever in Prague, please try it because it's delicious. Then we have kind of two main dishes. And as you can see, they're both like kind of meat oriented. We are big meat eaters, even though it's been changing in the last decade or so. I think that the vegetarian and vegan demands are being met more and more. But for example, 10 years ago, if you went to Prague's restaurant and you would want something vegetarian, not even vegan, but vegetarian, usually the only option would be fried cheese or fish, which is actually not vegetarian, but a lot of Czechs would say, well, it's not meat. Fish is not meat. So so here you can see this is actually a goose with knedlíky, which is dumplings. These are slightly different. They're made from potatoes, not from just flour, and cabbage. And this is actually very traditional food for the St. Martin festivals, which I'll be talking about a little bit later. And this one right here, that's a very, very typical, as someone mentioned, a very traditional dish. It's called vepřo knedlo zelo, which basically mean pork, dumplings, and cabbage. That's the name of the dish. It's delicious, but it's also very filling. So a lot of people would say that Czech cuisine is quite heavy. Okay, does anybody know what this is? Do you have any idea?
Petra, in chat,
Yeah?
there is written that it's the communist version of Coke.
Yes. All right. Oh, I see now. Sophia. Oh, somebody says kvass. Okay, so Sophia is correct. It's the communist version of Coke. So basically, it wasn't that like Coke wasn't allowed here. I mean, I'm sure like we were able to get Coca-Cola, but it was very expensive and it was not preferred. And also Kofola started as to kind of, support or promote the nationalistic like feeling like, oh, this is our nation. We made our own, drink and it's much better. And actually it's quite good. So, if you can try it because it has a very particular taste. It is soda and you can actually get it on tap next to. So if you go to a restaurant, they have beer on tap and then they also have Kofola on tap. So that's very interesting. And it's actually, they usually put it in a beer glass as well. So. And this is actually the festival or the festivity, the holiday kind of that I was talking about earlier. This is the St. Martin's Day. And it's quite celebrated here. Usually it is the 11th of November. And, the origin dates really like back when it was a Roman soldier called St. Martin. And there was like a story about him giving his coat during a blizzard or like a midwinter to a beggar. And then he was kind of proclaimed saint. But we don't celebrate that really. To us, this signifies the coming of winter or the white, like snow. So usually we say St. Martin's going to bring, or he's riding a white horse. So that means he's bringing winter. And as you can see here on this picture, we are very proud, actually. We are proud in our folklore tradition, and we love our folklore clothes, which manifest, or a lot of people wear those during festivities and holidays such as St. Martin's, for example. So not in Prague as much, but usually you can see that and if you go to small cities or towns or villages. Mm-hmm. Okay, one question. Do you guys know what the two pictures on the right can mean? Do you know this kind of custom? Do you know what it means? Or can you guess, perhaps? Mm-hmm. Well, Sophia was right about the communist version of Coke. Maybe she knows. Word await a bad winter, Orla. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, Sophia doesn't know. Okay. Mm-hmm. The beginning of spring, celebration of the end of the winter. Yes, great, guys. Okay. I was actually thinking that nobody will know it, but then I was researching a little bit this, this occasion, and I noticed that like it is actually celebrated very similarly around the world. So that was actually great, and I'm glad that a lot of you recognized it. It definitely is saying goodbye to winter, and it is celebrating the beginning of the spring. And we call this woman. It's basically the, it signifies the winter, the death of the winter, as we say, or AKA Morana. And usually a lot of people dress up and they sing songs when they're bringing this statue or this, this Morana to the river. Sometimes they go wilder and they actually put it on fire, and then they throw the Morana in the river. Also, it is known that kids throw stones at it as well. So it's quite a nice celebration. It kills the winter and brings the the spring. And here also, it is actually a very nice holiday, or not a holiday, but custom. That's when it's basically called a pole dancing. And lots of villages, they have like a competition in May. On May Day, they basically erect the pole that is very nicely decorated with a lot of ribbons, as you can see here. And it's very colorful. And young maidens or young girls, they dance around with the pole, and like they put more ribbons around the pole. And there's huge competition actually between villages who's got a taller, bigger, better, nicer, more colorful pole. And it's a lot of fun. And sometimes at night, the people from one village try to steal that pole from the other one. And it's a lot of fun. So, all right. And last but not least, I know Jessica, she's already mentioned the kind of cottage culture, which is something that is very prominent here, even in Prague. It's the capital city, but you can see that on the weekends, half the city is gone because they go to their cottages. And of course, even if you're visiting and if you're living here, you can also rent cottages. It's very common. A lot of people rent cottages for the New Year's. You can basically rent it for a weekend, for the whole week. And it's beautiful because, for example, from Prague, you can take a train for 45 minutes and you're just in the middle of nowhere. And it's great. You are in woods, in nature, and you can actually, get a completely different experience from the city. And also a huge kind of custom, or what we are kind of big at is mushroom picking. So almost every family, they go mushroom picking during the season, which could be summer and as well as the fall. And I think we take pride in it as well. I believe a lot of like young children, like from a really young age, they learn about what mushrooms to pick, what not, what is poisonous, what can be eaten, and how to look for them. Because, for example, I wasn't taught, and I can still see a single mushroom, even though my friends are walking next to me and they see like a bunch. So, or maybe it's just me, I don't know. But yeah, so this is, if you are here, if you're ever in the Czech Republic, the best would be to kind of, find some local friend or somebody who knows that, because obviously you really must know and be careful when you mushroom pick. And go with them, because it's great. Like you walk, it's basically you're walking and walking forever and enjoying the mushroom picking with your friends. And then you get to eat the fruits of your labor. So that's the best. Okay, just kind of quickly to wrap it up, we have 3 main holidays that are also bank holidays in the winter semester. The first one's actually tomorrow, which celebrates Saint Wenceslas, which was a patron of Bohemia and Moravia. And also in early 2000, it became a celebration of Czech statehood. Bank holiday, it means, as my colleague Maria already said, it also means that a lot of things are closed. A lot of businesses are closed. For example, Charles University's offices will be closed. And also stores, grocery stores, banks, post offices are closed. Also, the public transportation kind of works as on a weekend. So it's kind of great for you to prepare food and also rest during that day. There's another bank holiday in a month, which is the 28th of October. And that celebrates the beginning of the Czechoslovak Republic in 1918. And the last one is in November 17th. And that is basically commemorating the struggle for freedom and democracy day. It is tied to two main events. One is in 1939, when Czechs resisted the Nazi occupation. And then a second one, it was in 1989. And that's basically when Czechs resisted the Soviet occupation and started the event started Velvet Revolution. So we kind of remember that, and you'll see a lot of people wearing flags. Trams are also kind of decorated in flags, and it's kind of nice. Last one is already my colleague Jessica talked about, is Christmas Eve. And as you can see here, very, very popular to buy a carp, buy the carp alive, and then put the carp for a day or two, sometimes a week in the tub. And you see the kids really like it. They enjoy it. They watch the carp. They try to touch the carp. Again, there's a controversy. Sometimes people do not like it because they think it's cruel. Some people find it a strong part of the tradition, and they insist upon it. So, you know, obviously you can think different things about it, but it is part of us. And then the day off or the day before, the carp is killed, and this is the final product of it. So you have the potato salad, and you have a fried carp fillet with some lemon. There are two more kind of traditions that I really like. And one is actually predicting if you're going to be healthy for the upcoming year. So you need to cut the apple actually like this way, not this way. And so horizontally. And if you get this really, really nice star, that means you're going to be very healthy. So it's very nice, because most of the time, if you have a sharp knife, it basically says that you're going to be healthy. So I like to hear that. And then these candles on a little bit of, I don't know if you can see, but it's a walnut shell. So we put these in water, and each shell represents, or each candle represents, one family member. And basically, if they are grouped together like this, that means they all stay together during the upcoming year. There could be maybe one that is like a little further away. That means that person might be leaving or traveling. So that's kind of nice to, like, basically predicting the future. Also, lighting candles has like a spiritual way of guiding the good spirits of maybe your loved ones that cannot be with you anymore, back to, you know, to the family kind of circle. That also signifies that. So we really, really like Christmas here. And if you're here for it, definitely will enjoy all Christmas markets and just the whole spirit. Okay. And we're nearing the end, and I just kind of wanted to give you a few tips. So even if you might not be able to come to Prague, for example, this semester, if you're interested in our culture, there are a lot of things that you can kind of, you know, do online, or, you know, you can watch a movie. For example, this one, it's Kolia. It's a very, very good movie about a little Soviet boy in Prague. And it has been awarded an Oscar. So it was nominated and won an Oscar for a foreign or international film. So it is available with English subtitles as well. So if you can and if you'd like, we strongly recommend it. Also, if you like reading, there's one book amongst many others, but I wanted to point a very famous one, which is called The Unbearable Lightness of Being. It's very kind of popular. I know we like it here a lot as well. We like to read it, and it is written by Milan Kundera, which you might know or you might have heard of. There is a Filmforum, Jana Vericha, which I wanted to put there because Czechs are really, Czech history or heritage, culture heritage is also based on marionettes and puppets and, that type of culture that was also translated into an animation. And this is a great example of that. And if you like that type of stuff, this is a really good thing to look at. If once the presentation is online, if you click on it, it will lead you to YouTube, like short clips where you can kind of see what's that about. It's also actually, it's fairy tales. So it's going to be very easy to understand, even if you cannot find it in English. And the last picture, I would like to ask if you guys know who this is. Have you ever seen him or heard of him? Or who do you think he is? Mm-hmm. Anyone? All right, so, oh yeah. So Diana Soldier-Schweik, she said, yes, this is exactly it. Okay, so I don't know if you've been here so you know it, but you can actually see this picture or some sort of a similar picture of Good Soldier Schweik around the city or in Prague or other cities as well, but mostly in Prague. And Jaroslav Hašek is the writer. He wrote many books about Good Soldier Schweik, which is a satire on, like the Czech nation, Czech personality, Czech humor during the World War I. And it's actually very funny, but it's also very specific to Czech culture. And that's why we kind of like tell you about it here, because, if you read it, it has been translated into English, but you might not get a lot of things because you do not know the cultural background yet. So it would be interesting to read a little bit before your, cultural experience, and maybe after, to see if you understand it more. Okay. All right, guys, thank you so much for listening to me. We will be posting more tips for sure about what you can do or what you can read, or where you can kind of like connect, with whom you can connect. And we will be using mostly the Facebook platform as well as the faculty website. So you can definitely do that. If you have any questions from now until, the end of the semester, you can always contact one of us, your coordinator, or anybody from the international office. And excuse me, we will be very happy to share any tips with you. Mm-hmm. And then we do have a short introduction about student clubs at our Faculty of Social Sciences. And I think my colleague Maria will talk about it a little bit.
Hello again. Okay, just before I start talking about it, there was a question, but I don't know if you've answered it, about the weekend trips. I noticed that all of them got booked out. Will there be more? I think you were talking about the ESN trips in the Czech Republic. Yeah, unfortunately, they really have been booked out, but ESN promised that they will plan more trips and activities even throughout the semester. So that just keep following their website, our Facebook, and definitely, I'm sure you will get on some trip. Okay, and let's go to the student clubs, please. Perfect. Okay, at our faculty, we have 5 institutes and we have 5 student clubs. The first one would be the PK FSV UK, which is the student club of the Institute of Political Studies. on their side. Definitely a lot of parties, what you can expect. Also some seminars or lectures. We have also student club of the Institute of Economic Studies, which is the E-Club. And yeah, as the previous one, also parties, some sport activities, and gathering outside to see Prague, maybe sightseeing and so on. Then we have the SIMS, which is the institute, which is the club of the Institute of International Studies. We got Miroslava, which is the club of the Institute of Sociological Studies, and IKSJ, which is the club of the Institute of Communication Studies and Journalism. When you click on this page, you will get into our page on the website, and there you can find all the web pages or Facebook pages of these student clubs. So in case you have any questions for them, or in case you would like to attend any of their activities or events planned, just post it on their Facebook, register once they have any registration form or any event planned, and you are more than welcome to join them. Definitely, they're looking forward to meeting you and having fun as well. And yes, and we'll move on.
Sorry, I just wanted to add that we will also be promoting the student club's activities on Facebook and via email as well. So you will know about them there.
Definitely. Yes, thank you, Petra. So we'll move on to the summary of the Welcome Week activities. I hope some of you are already in Prague, although you haven't been at the orientation meeting. Even this activity is for you, and it's called Your First Steps in 2021-22. It's a photo challenge. Once you visit our office or come to our office, we will give you a welcome package. In that welcome package, you will find also socks, our faculty socks. What we want you to do is to put them on, explore Prague, have fun, and take picture. Send us the picture by the 10th of October. And if you are selected, you will win something very interesting from our faculty merchandise. So yeah, please, you are welcome to join. Anybody who would like to go on Carolinum guided tour, that's something special as well, to learn about the history of Charles University and the founder of ours. Just be careful, because there has been change of the date. So new registration instance is open, and we will close the old registration. The first one will be on Thursday, which is 30th of September at 9 a.m. And then two more, one on the 5th and second on the 7th of October at 10:30 a.m.
Mm-hmm. Sorry to jump in. If I'm not mistaken, also there is like an online tour of Carolinum that is available to students, which we can post online as well.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The next one is Jessica's workshop. She's been promoting or talking about. It's the cultural workshop for incoming exchange students. As she has already mentioned, there will be 3 meetings. The first one on the September 29th, then the second one on November the 3rd, and the fourth one November 24th. So in case you're here in Prague and you'd like to learn a bit more, do join Jessica, and she might want to tell you something more. Maybe? No. Okay. Thank you, Petra. Let's go on. Czech history. This activity is an online activity via Zoom. So even if you are still in your home country or you cannot attend on site, this one is something for you. It's about our Czech history, to learn something about the Czech Republic. In the picture, you could see our first president, Tomáš Garrigue Masaryk, as well. It will be presented by Dr. Hornad, and it will be on the 30th September at 5 p.m. The link to Zoom is already on our website. When you go to Exchange Live and then Orientation Week, there the link is. And the welcome party, something definitely I'm sure you are looking forward to, as we are definitely, because we'd like to meet you, just chat with you and see if everything is fine and you've been enjoying yourself. So the welcome party is set for this Friday, 1st of October, from 5:30 p.m. to 10 p.m. in Střelecký Ostrov. Střelecký Ostrov is really in the very heart of the city. It's very close to our Holar building. And there will be live music and welcome drink. And definitely if you come in your FSV UK socks, we'll be more than happy. And something more, the student clubs, as I mentioned, and all my colleagues definitely as well, there will be a lot of events planned and organized by them. For example, Discover Prague. That's actually happening today in the evening, but definitely there will be more to come, don't worry. Trips around Czechia with ESN, also pub quizzes, warm-up pivo, and other pub activities by our students. And I think
that's it.
Yeah.
I thank you, Maria. I actually
welcome.
wanted to add one thing that, again, there are some activities that will be online as well, like Netflix night, or others. They're not as many, but definitely, even our student clubs do not forget that some students might not be able to join in person. So keep an eye on for that. And we will, of course, will be informing you periodically. Also, I wanted to mention there, I know that there are a couple more questions, but I wanted to mention two kind of most asked questions about some administrative tasks. I know a lot of students ask about learning agreements and, also the certificate of arrival or mobility confirmation. So this week is the welcome week. That's when we are confirming the arrival or mobility. But of course, if you cannot come here in person, please always just email your coordinator, and we'll go from there. We can either certify it online for those who are staying at home the whole semester, which I don't think that there are that many. But if you're arriving later and you need the certification before you arrive, definitely write to your coordinator. Yeah. In terms of changes into learning agreement, do not worry, that happens after the ed drop period is over and after you get your final course selection approved by your home university. Then you send it to us, and that happens second week of November. So you have plenty of time. So there's no need to panic. But of course, if you have more questions about that or something's unclear, always just contact your coordinator. Okay. And then we have a couple more questions. So
the first one, are there any student clubs of sports? Unfortunately, not really a specific one at our faculty, but all of the student clubs, we have all of those 5, they do have regular sport activities. So if you email them or if you just post on their Facebook page, definitely they will tell you what is happening and when. And for example, every Thursday that they play football, or maybe volleyball every Wednesday and something like that. So definitely get in touch with them and ask, and they will let you know. The other one, and maybe girls, if you could help me, is there any institution of law club?
Honestly, this question, we can definitely say that Charles University has got faculty of law. And this faculty, we believe that can have some clubs or specific institutions, but it's actually different faculty than Faculty of Social Sciences. So we really don't know any details about that. So I would like to kind of encourage you to put Faculty of Law, Charles University, and try to look in their websites if they don't have any clubs, because it goes a little bit out of our presence. So that would be my answer.
Thank you, Jess. There's Gianluca asking if can we attend that in presence too. Not sure what you're referring to, what exactly, but basically usually when we offer an online event, it's online only, or when it's in present, sometimes we do live streaming, or like today we had a live orientation in the morning, and we're giving you an alternative in an online setting, but that would always be announced in advance.
So actually, Gianluca, he was asking about the history class with Professor Jan Hornad. Actually, it will be just online because we wanted as many students as possible to join that, to really know really like overview of the Czechoslovak history actually. But Professor Jan Hornad is our professor at the Faculty of Social Sciences. He's expert at transatlantic relations. So if you will like, for example, his class, the meeting on Thursday, look for his courses at Faculty of Social Sciences. He will be happy to welcome you there.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Jessie. There's another question. When I try to register a class from the Faculty of Arts, I couldn't find a course for incoming students. That means that all classes from the Faculty of Arts is possible to register. So the label courses for incoming students, that is only at the Faculty of Social Sciences. This is something that we have prepared for our exchange students, so it is easier for them to navigate the course selection. This is not happening at other faculties. They might have different system, and you know, it is up to you or like, you know, all students who would like to enroll in the courses at any other faculty to see what is available to them and if the professor of the course will let them in. Because, you know, for example, you here as exchange students at the Faculty of Social Sciences, we usually do not ask you for any prerequisites. You know, even if you're a bachelor level student, you can study a master course, you know, here, but that is not necessarily true at other faculties. So please make sure that you communicate with the course professor to get all the information that you need. And if you have any problems, even after your request is approved for joining the course, you can contact us and we will help you with the registration.
Okay, another question. In which faculty other than social sciences should I look for a course related to security, particularly international security?
Well, you know, definitely the other faculties which are kind of like alternatives to us is Faculty of Arts or Faculty of Humanities. Honestly, like now, I'm not realizing if they have some special departments for international security, but if you're asking at the faculties, I would just point to these two, because the other faculties, Faculty of Medicine, Faculty of Law, it's out of the subject and program. So these would be my two suggestions.
And one more question from Orland. Is it possible to register in a political science class for not incoming students? All classes for incoming students are full. Firstly, you should register for the classes for incoming students. And I understand that they are full, but you could still be on the waiting list. And the waiting list will be moving. Definitely your spot will be jumping up as students will be dropping the classes. But in case you are interested in one course in particular, yes, you can email the professor and ask if it's okay to enter his course or to attend his course, even though it's not for incoming student. If he is fine with that, if he agrees, then just forward us the email and we will register you.
The other question is, I have a problem with the courses. Should I go to the international office or maybe email will be enough? You're always welcome to come, of course, to the international office during the office hours, or if you cannot join during these time slots, you can email your coordinator to set up a meeting. This week, actually, especially Wednesday and Thursday are really devoted to students who needs their confirmation of stay. So not that I would like to discourage you to come, but maybe better now write an email to your coordinator so she can get back to you. So that would be my answer. But because this week is still Welcome Week orientation, there are many activities, and especially the on-site meetings are for students who have their slots for confirmation. So that's this week.
Thank you, Jess. I would like to add that, you know, the enrollment or the, you know, the limits in the courses, like it's going to change because the courses are starting, you know, this week. Some are starting at the beginning of next week, but I think a lot of people, once they're attending the first lesson, you know, they will kind of do a more like a selection of what they want to be enrolled in. So could be happening that a lot of courses will become available again. There will be a lot of, so it is very good if you are already waitlisted in all the courses that you want to be. And, you know, it is nothing unusual. And, you know, this is a very kind of normal situation. So do not worry. But if you seek more help and guidance, please email us. We will definitely help you.
Yeah, I would like just to add, as Petra mentioned, the important moment is when the classes start, because then some students will like change their mind. You know, it's also about how do you feel in the class, and what is good for somebody doesn't have to be good for somebody else. So really wait, especially next week. As Petra mentioned, there will be many changes for sure.
Okay, and another question from Shania. Do classes professors usually use textbooks here, and where do we get them? The professors will definitely tell you, mostly yes, they use textbooks. There's a lot of reading, plus they might also have the lectures and papers that they will distribute to you, and it could be even in electronical way. And another question from Nanaka. All the Czech language classes seem to be full. I'm planning to register in a waiting list, but if I cannot get a spot, would it be impossible to learn Czech language at festival or at our faculty? I know that last week they opened one more class of Czech language. So if you haven't checked, check it again, please, because there is one more opened. But otherwise, yeah, I would say register in the waiting list, definitely. And if you really don't get a spot, just email us or come to us, and we'll try to figure out or tell you of other possibilities. For example, the Institute for Languages as well.
Okay, we have other question. I would like to continue my education at Charles University for the summer term. Do I have to wait for the winter period to end for this? Who can I talk to about this issue? First of all, I would like to point out that it's really important which program you're coming with.
It's fine.
Okay, so it's Erasmus. So definitely contact Petra, your coordinator, and she will provide you instructions, but you can definitely contact now already. You don't have to wait till the end of the semester.
Yeah, hi, maybe wait and do it next week. Send me an email next week, because, you know, there's a lot of emails about the registration and stuff, and a lot of urgent matter that I would like to get to first. And I don't want to, of course, forget about you. So if I can ask you, please send me an email, maybe, you know, mid next week, that would be great. But yeah, don't worry. The process is very simple, and I will walk you through it. Yeah, no problem. Okay, guys, unless you have more questions, it seems like we're nearing the end of our online orientation, and I would like to thank you, or we would like to thank you all for participating and, you know, being with us for almost 2 hours. So that's great. And thank you all for participating and sharing with us a little bit. And, you know, if you are coming here sooner or later, we're definitely very excited to meet you and to show you the Charles University, our faculty, and what we do have to offer. If you are not coming, we still will do our best to engage you in, you know, the experience as well from afar. So thank you. And unless my colleagues would like to add anything and maybe personally say goodbye, I will end this meeting, this online orientation for today.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Have a good day. Bye.
Yeah, but you can.